Everybody, it's Thursday Facebook Live day, and today I have something special to make. I've never made it before, and I've really not ever seen it around by anybody talking about it or anything, so it's kind of unique, and I hope that it serves you because I'm looking forward to making a batch of this for myself. And what it is called is an air freshener. So I don't know if you've seen them before. Actually, first I'm just going to get the water boiling so I can talk while it's going. So I need 1 cup of water, and we're just going to boil 3/4 of a cup. So I'll keep a quarter of a cup behind. So I'll get this boiling, and then I can start talking about what it is that I'm making. A little more. Good. Okay, so I've just put on 3/4 of a cup of water to boil. And I don't know if you've ever seen before, but there is these little pots. They kind of look, they're just little jars, and they're filled with a gel, and they usually have essential oils in them. And they're sold as Snore relief little air fresheners. And so you put the gel in, make the gel, and then put the essential oils in, and during the day you cap it, you put the lid on it so that the essential oils stay fresh and strong, and then at night you take the lid off, and the aroma, you breathe it in deeply, so at night when you're ready to go to bed, you take about 5 deep breaths of the aroma, and then you put it by your bedside table, and through the night those oils start to permeate the room and help with reducing snoring. And there was a time that my husband snored. He doesn't anymore. I know why it was. He did some work with his jaw, and that's what helped him to stop snoring. But in the meantime, before he got that work done, I used these, and I bought them. They're not cheap. they're quite pricey, and we would take it wherever we went. So even if we left home, we would pack it with us because it made such a difference in both of our sleep. And so I was searching online for some kind of air opening, airways, passages, and that kind of thing with the fire that's been going on in the smoke. And I recalled this, and I thought, well, if it works for snoring, wouldn't it also work for just helping to open up our airways and help us to breathe easier just in general? So that's what we're going to make today. It's called Snore Relief Air Freshener, but I'm just going to call it a whatever kind of air freshener. You can still use it at night. That's a really good idea. Have it open by your bedside at night, or by your desk, or wherever it is that you are. But you do need to be relatively close to it in order for it to kind of work. So the oils that we'll be using are eucalyptus, marjoram, lavender, and peppermint, and all of those oils are on our NHP list, so they're all approved by Health Canada, and they're all approved for colds and coughs, so that means any kind of congestion and things like that in here. The eucalyptus is actually the eucalyptus and the marjoram and the lavender are also approved for headaches, so all 3 of those together are approved for headaches. So again, if you're experiencing a headache, do the same thing. Open it up, smell it deeply, and I'm going to experiment with that also because we have some headaches in our household. And then also peppermint and the lavender, in addition to being great for colds, they are also really good for calming and relaxing. So that's where it's going to help at nighttime, also just to kind of calm things down and get you ready for bed. So this is just about boiled. So we're going to use gelatin, either in a packet or loose, however you prefer to get it. The recipe calls for 2 packages, and I believe there's a tablespoon in each package. So if you're doing it bulk, you'll be using 2 tablespoons. If you're doing it in the package, you just do two packages. So I'm going to put that in there so the water is heated. The salt, I have to do the salt first. So we need a tablespoon of salt. One tablespoon of salt. It's actually moving quite quickly. I thought it would be a little bit slower. Yes, I'm gonna have to talk fast. So I'm dissolving that 1 tablespoon of salt, and then I'm gonna add the gelatin, and then I'm gonna pour it into the jars. This is quite simple. When I looked at the instructions, I was like, oh dear. But it's, just boil 3/4 cup of water, add some salt, add some gelatin, stir it up. I think you pay $12 for a small bottle of one of these and $24 for a bit of a larger one. So I think we're probably saving a lot of money by doing it ourselves. So I'm just dissolving everything here. It's kind of heating quite a bit. And then once it's dissolved, I'm going to pour it into containers. And it's going to make 2 of these size. So I've got 2 here, which is awesome. And for the second one, because I'm not going to do 2 of the same fragrance, I'm going to do the second one different. And I will tell you a little bit about that. Just waiting for this to dissolve. I also wanted to wipe these out with some bit of rubbing alcohol. So I've started doing that as well, just being more aware of bacteria that can kind of collect on the tools that I'm using. So I'm just using a little bit of 99% isopropyl alcohol to clean out my jars and everything and get them ready. You can of course sanitize them in the hot cycle of your dishwasher, but our dishwasher has been going through multiple experiences and we don't have one right now. So this works really good. And then I'm just making sure that there's no other bacteria and anything that's going to, or mold that's going to cause these, the DIY products to spoil more quickly. Remember that DIY products generally don't have any preservatives in them, so it's good to use them right away. Don't save them. Make them and use them. And DIYs generally will last a number of months. If you're using them, do try not to put your fingers in to, if you can, like I like to use a stick or a utensil to get product out of containers so that I'm not putting more bacteria from my hands into them. Okay, those are ready, and I think this is mostly dissolved here. So it just looks like basically the base for Jell-O, what Jell-O would look like. And it's basically, that's what it is, but don't use Jell-O packaging. Again, we're trying to use as clean ingredients as we can. Turn that one off. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty, I don't know if you can see, but it's all dissolved here. And I'll pour it into my jars. Okay, so those have filled up 2 jars. This one's a little bit bigger. I didn't have a smaller one, so that's okay. So now I'm going to, oh, you know what I forgot to do is I need to add the remaining water. Wasn't following my instructions, so let's do that. I was like, why did those not both fill up? So the cool water, so the remaining of the cup that I had before, so that's 1/4 cup, stir that back in, and then pour it into the jars. There we go. That's better. Yes. Okay, now this one's much more full. So now I'm going to add essential oils, and we're going to do 5 drops of each. So let's do 5 drops of marjoram, and all my oils are running low, but I have backup, so that's good. So this is the marjoram. I'm going to do 5 drops of marjoram. 3, 4, 5. I had enough. And 5 drops of eucalyptus. And again, I think I'm almost out of eucalyptus. You can tell which ones we've been using lots of right now. Oh, it's empty. I've got to back up. Eucalyptus. It was on sale. Did anyone get theirs on sale? I think they were 15% off. 2, 3, 4, 5. It's already starting to gel up a little bit. 5 of lavender. and 5 of peppermint. And I'm also going to put a drop of food coloring in, just because it's just kind of a clear yellowy kind of color, so I'd like it to be a little bit prettier. So I'm going to put blue in because blue reminds me of fresh breathing air. And we'll start with 1 drop and see how that is. Stir that in. You can't see it. Oh, that's quite nice. I think that's perfect. 1 drop is perfect. Everything is blended really well. It smells really nice. Perfect. So that is ready to set. So a little bit of food coloring not mixed in. Because it's, for me, it's not as important. I think I would take a little bit more. Oh, I can get it. I'm just pressing it against the sides. Sometimes it gets caught up in the oil globules. And there it is. So this is the air freshener one for your lungs and your, oh wow, it's awesome. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the fridge to set, and then I'll come and do this other one. New spoon for that one. So this one I had the inspiration of, well, okay, so you're feeling good, your airways are open. What else do you might you need in the evening to help with whatever it is you're going through? And I thought something to enhance the bedroom atmosphere. So we're going to do some oils that are more for you and your man or your partner, or whoever it is that you like to spend your time with. And so we're going to do clary sage. Clary sage is a girl's best friend. Helps us to feel in the mood and uber juicy. So it's a good one to have on hand. Cypress is also good for him and her. And it helps to stimulate blood flow in both of you. So you can imagine what extra blood flow can be helpful for. Ylang ylang is an oil for happiness. And so it also helps to balance the male and female energies and increase libido, which is super, super helpful in both male and female. So another really good one, and it smells so good. Orange is a really great uplifter, a light, happy feel that it can bring, carefree and safe and secure. It lightens the mood and creates that feeling of bliss. So I'm going to combine all these together and do 5 drops of each of these as well. So let's start with the orange. 2, 3, 4, 5. Ylang ylang, 5 drops. 2, 3. So it's easy to take the lid off if you're wanting to get in the mood. Sometimes getting the diffuser out and putting out in some nice oils, it just takes a little bit more planning. So I'm trying to make it simple. So this is just going to be on your bedside table, take the lid off, you're ready to go. And breathe in deeply. And if you and 5 drops of clary sage. 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to put red food coloring in this one. So I'll know the difference. Well, I should be able to know the difference from the smell, definitely. So 1 drop of red. Let's stir that up. Ooh, that's pretty. That's very pretty. So these will take, they shouldn't take too long in the fridge to set with the lid off. And then once you bring them out of the fridge, put the lid back on and then store the lid on until you're ready to use it. In extreme heat, the gelatin may melt again. So if your room or where you're holding your jars is really warm and you find that it's melted, just set it back in the fridge again to reset the gel. Lovely. I'm all about finding ways to keep it really easy to enhance your relationship with your partner. Sometimes in our busy world, it's hard to make the time and the energy. And I find that. And if I have easy, quick remedies that can help us both get in the mood, I think that does us all in the world a favor. So here you go. I'll set that in the fridge. And there is another little book, this Lucy Limbito book. If you've heard of this one, it is awesome for learning about different oils that are helpful for you and for him, and different recipes as well. So I've been having a lot of fun going through this book, and it's very insightful. Just she goes through a number of different oils and reviews how they respond in the body, and even just that is fascinating to find out how those oils work. So that is our air freshener, and I am looking forward to pulling them out of the fridge, and thank you for joining me. Be sure to check out our group if you're not already on it. You can search on Facebook for RDYL, Therese, T-E-R-E-S-E, and follow us, and there's always tips that we're sharing and things like that. So thank you. Have an awesome day. I hope everything's clear and you're happy and light and ready to embrace whatever is presented to you. All the best. Bye-bye.